Greetings and salutations on a Wednesday night here at Desert Hills High School for Region 9 basketball. We're in crunch time. Down the stretch we go. Playoffs are looming. Crosstown rivalry as the Desert Hills Thunder take on the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. And Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, ready to go here tonight as we want to officially welcome you into our pregame festivities built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Bucks, State Street and Hurricane, Dino Crossing out in Washington Fields, and then, of course, the newest location out in Santa Clara. They got everything for your lawn, home, and garden at Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks. And the first meeting between these two teams came down to the wire. And despite Eli Allred going for 35, it was not enough as the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs at the field house on front of their home court, in front of their home fans, came away with a thrilling 64-63 victory. And I bring in Ben Lindquist. That was a fun one, and we hope this one's a good one tonight as well. When these two team climbs, it usually is.
Well, and you can tell when you have to park a couple blocks away that this is going to be an exciting atmosphere tonight. This is an important game for both of these teams as the Thunder have rebuilt their season here in the region, second half of the region season, winning 4 in a row now. And Crimson coming off a win on Friday, but also a tough defeat at the hands of Snow Canyon. And they're fighting for that third position, hoping that the Snow Canyon Warriors can win lose a couple here the rest of the way in, and they can get into that second spot. But I said it on the Fan Sports Network a couple weeks ago. I still think this is a region that has a chance to have 4 top 8 teams. Now,
it's tough though when you're playing each other like this tonight, because these two teams come in 14 and 15, and after tonight there's only 3 games to go.
And that's pretty much the case for Crimson. They've got to win this one in order to get into that top 8. And I think if you're Desert Hills, you're saying we got to win this one to get into that top 8, because then of course you have Dixie, who I don't see anybody getting in their way the rest of the way. They're just so solid. They're finding a groove. Even hard to say that where they're undefeated in region, but they continue to get better. And then you have Snow Canyon, who has really positioned themselves in that second spot. And I still think Pineview, look, they had a little bit of a rough streak, but they're still in contention. If you look at the rankings right now, they're still in that top 8 spot. So this is going to be interesting. This is a grudge match. It is a rivalry. These fans, I don't want to say they don't like each other, but they love competing against one another.
Yeah. I mean, these two schools, you're about 8-9 minutes apart. Obviously, when the first realignment happened and Crimson opened up, a lot of kids with the new boundaries drawn that would have been going to Desert Hills ended up at Crimson Cliffs. And obviously, now that you're 4 years into the new school, Crimson Cliffs has really established themselves, winning state championships in baseball back-to-back seasons. Obviously, the golf team's had a ton of success, and the basketball team wants to get in on that. And one of the big matchups within the matchup, as we take a look at our Finley Subaru Star Watch tonight, Sean Feltz. Do the Thunder have an answer for big Sean Feltz? Because they have been going small ball, even smaller than earlier in the season. They have inserted Hunter Clark into the starting lineup. Jordan Ebert's getting in a lot more minutes. But in a game like this, when you have a 6'11" Sean Feltz, do you play more Chase Curtis or Jack Openshaw, the sophomore, just because you need a little more size down in the post to try to keep him off the block?
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things where you usually see this point of the season. Teams start to tighten up their rotation. Not everybody's like Dixie, who just says, we're going to play 6 guys, we're going to play 6 guys all year unless something crazy happens. But this is a Desert Hills team that is going to tighten up that rotation a little bit. I don't think you're going to see 9 or 10 guys for Desert Hills. Now, Crimson, you very well could see 8, 9, or 10 guys, just depending on how the flow of the game goes. But I think you're going to see guys like Jack. You're going to see guys like Jordan Ebert. And, of course, you're going to have, as we talk about here in a few minutes, guys like Eli Allred. They're going to expect a lot from tonight.
Yeah, in the first meeting, even though the Allred had the 35, McKay Lindquist led the way. At the time, it was a career-high season-high 17 points in the victory. They had 3 guys in double figures. You scroll that forward, McKay Lindquist coming off a new career-high 25 points, hit 5 3-pointers in that win over Cedar City. By the way, congratulations to the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. The voting was off the charts. Everybody's really starting to get excited about our Jimmy John's highlight of the week. And Crimson Cliffs, Sean Feltz on that putback dunk won the Jimmy John's highlight of the week.
Yeah.
So they're getting Jimmy John's real soon for the entire program.
Ooh, and I've seen that. I got to figure out how you and I can get invited to that, because they do it all out. I mean, they got the sandwiches, they got the chips, they got the pickles, they got the cookies, and they got a napkin to finish up after you've destroyed all of that. And that's how these kids, if you've seen a 16 or 17-year-old eat, they don't take any prisoners.
I'm watching Still Barbin right now. It was just a couple hours ago. I was over at Crimson Cliffs for signing day. He's still going to go on a mission after he graduates high school, but signed with the new coach, Anderson, and the staff at Utah Tech. So in a couple years, we'll see Still Barbin. Might get a season or two with his cousin, Bronson Barbin, who's just getting off his mission and is going to be a quarterback at Utah Tech. So that was kind of exciting. You had Jay Sweeten, Parker Andrus, Jacob Zarate, and Tyler West all signing day. 3 Trailblazers, Zarate and Sweeten also going to Utah Tech, and then you had Tyler West going to BYU and SUU landing the big, strong Parker Andrus. So kind of fun to see all 5 of those Mustangs off that football state championship team and the Red Kingdom staying in the state of Utah.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff, and congrats to those guys and those programs. We've got such an elevated level of athletes and programs down here in the southern part of the state. Not to take anything away from the northern part, but we've been slighted for many years in terms of the talent and the exposure that we get down here, and I think that's part of what we're able to do here on the Fan Sports Network. But congrats to those guys.
Hunter Clark for Desert Hills been starting as of late, last 3 games for Coach Allred. He committed to Ottawa University down in Arizona. They're an up-and-coming NAIA school that had a really good year last year. So that's exciting for Hunter. So you take all that emotion for like a Still Barbin and a Hunter Clark, and now you got to go play a basketball game tonight.
Yeah, and I think that these kids are, it's a lot of excitement, and I think they're able to put that into the basketball court and go turn that into positive energy. But Clark, you talk about him, man, a couple of huge shots against Pineview last week to pull off that, what I would consider an upset. And congrats to these guys. I mean, that's really great that they're able to continue to play and get an education while they do it as well.
Just so everybody's aware, one of 2 streams tonight. If you're looking for Dixie Pineview or you want to watch this game, Desert Hills versus Crimson, just go to our website, thefansportsnetwork.com. Click over to our YouTube page. We've got the links out all over our socials at the FanSN. I've got it on the Drive on Facebook, Instagram, at Dev Dixon on the Twitterverse. So lots of ways you can quickly find this game or Pineview at Dixie, and we'll be keeping tabs on that game. This one is also simulcast for you on the Fan Sports Network on the radio side, but we'll be keeping track of the Cedar Snow Canyon game as well on the Nets on Fire scoreboard all night long. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the Doctor's Keys to the Game, and it's going to be brought to you by Team D Auto Sales. Stay with us, everybody. Pre-game festivities continue right after this quick timeout.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture, your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9. And From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on thefansportsnetwork.com. Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Desert Hills High School, Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist. Take a look at our keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Team D Auto. Get a great deal on a used car, truck, or SUV, 488 East St. George Boulevard. I call it the three-point frenzy. Great selection, quality, and price over there. You can also view their inventory, teamdautosales.com. And Ben, for Desert Hills, rebounding going to be a big deal tonight.
Yeah, Desert Hills comes in a little bit undersized, especially when you've got a 6'11" guy like Sean Feltz on the opposite side of the court. And so they've got to find a way to rebound offensively and also defensively. And I think Crimson's shown a little bit of a weakness in that offensive rebounding the last couple of weeks. Snow Canyon made them pay on the offensive glass. Dixie made them pay on the offensive glass. When they almost pulled up an upset, the offensive rebounds were really the difference in that game. And then it's a high three-point percentage from the field. We talked about this in that first matchup. Eli Allred almost basically made all the threes himself, but we had a couple contributors. If they can shoot a high level from the three-point line, this Desert Hills team is dangerous, especially guys like Ben Chase, Jackson Holman, Chaz Holbrook, Jordan Ebert. And then you've got tempo. You know, I think we saw this against the Panthers from Pineview. When they can control the tempo offensively and defensively, they're playing Thunder basketball. And then finally, effective double teams. Sean Feltz is a guy, you have got to get him uncomfortable. And you have to do that in a couple ways. You got to push him off the block, and you have to bring help. Absolutely have to bring help. The key for Crimson will really be, hey, can they find a way to get out of that? But for Desert Hills, they've got to put him in uncomfortable spots. And then you move over to Crimson. Defending that arc. It's everybody's key to the game against Desert Hills because they shoot it so well, they shoot it so confidently, and they shoot a lot of them. And then you got points in the paint. They've got to find a way to get points in the paint, and not just by Sean Feltz. They got to get them from everybody. They can't settle outside. They've got to get into the paint and open up everything else for some of their shooters. And you do. We talked about getting into the paint, and it's not just the rest of the team. The main guy that you got to find a way to get in there is the big fella, Sean Feltz. You've got to feed him like he hasn't eaten in a week. And then lastly, you need a guy like Mack to come off there and be able to get some shots. 6 for 13 in his last game. Hasn't shot it real consistently from the three-point line. Always getting 1 or 2 in there, but he's a guy who had 19 against Desert Hills last week, or last matchup. They're not going to forget the 19 points, and so you're going to get production from Drake Carroll. You're going to get production from Sean Feltz. Who's that third guy going to be? You need a guy like Mack to attack.
Well, and he came off 25 against Cedar, hit 5 3-pointers, so he's getting confidence. This young sophomore just keeps getting better and better, and he can be an X factor. I agree with you. I want to go back to defend the arc. Or actually, I want to go back to Desert Hills' high three-point field goal. I'm watching Jackson Holman. He got a knee brace on, but he is warming up. And also, Scoop Johnson for Crimson's been out for weeks. He is getting really close. So will we see Holman tonight? Will we see Scoop maybe tonight, or maybe they wait and hold him a couple more days till Friday? I know he's kind of doing some light practicing. Both these guys are working back with the team with the state tournament looming.
Yeah, and you do see a big bulky brace on Jackson Holman, but I'll tell you what, doesn't matter what you got on your knees if you just stand out there and shoot some wide open threes. What'll be probably the test for him is, can he guard on the defensive
side to side lateral movement.
And same thing with Scoop. Scoop's down there in a uniform.
Yep.
I don't know if those are game shoes, but because he's got a wide selection of kicks, but he looks like he's got his uniform on and a wrist taped up.
He doesn't wear the same size shoe as you, does he? He's raided your closet, has he?
No, I don't think so. He's just a little foot. But I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if we see either one of those guys in some kind of isolated situation and testing it out to see how they feel. I certainly think you'll see both of these guys by the end of the week or next week back. It's somewhat not their full strength, but on the court.
If they had their say, they'd probably go tonight. Now, trainers and coaches, that's a different story, right? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We are inside our pregame show built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Let's take a look at our Findlay Subaru Star Watch. Is it Feltz and is it Allred tonight? Is those the two we're going to keep an eye on? They're the leading scorers for their respective teams.
Yeah, and when you talk about Sean Feltz, this is a guy who has come off, a 2 or 3 week torching hot streak. 35, 39, 37,
27 against
27.
Dixie. Yeah.
20. I think he ended up with, he had 15 against Snow Canyon, and then I think he had 22 against Cedar on Friday night. So that Sean Feltz, he's the key to the game. You got to find a a way to feed him, and he can't score 15 or 16 points. He's a guy who's got to be in the 20s and at a high percentage. And then Eli Allred, a guy who had 35 the last time these two teams met over in Crimson's backyard there. He's a guy that you just can't let get hot. He's a confidence guy. If he sees it go in a few times, look out. You can't let him get an early start, because if he does, I think, what did he have against Pineview? I think he had,
trying to think,
he had 32.
I think it was 30 plus,
33. Yeah. So this is a guy who knows how to score, and if he gets a little hot, I call it the old vampire test. You let a vampire get a little bit of blood, and they want a lot more. So you don't want that guy to come out and hit a couple open shots early, because he is dangerous.
You look at the 4A leaders. Mackey has taken the lead over Nash Schroeder at Pineview. Lemke's 4th, Sean Feltz is 5th, and Eli Allred is 6th. So they're 5th and 6th in scoring. So we'll go with those guys as our Findlay Subaru Star Watch tonight. We'll keep track of the stats for you all night long. Appreciate Findlay Subaru. Go see the all-star lineup on the Savings side of the freeway. They got a huge selection of the 24 Outbacks, the Foresters in stock, all your favorite colors and all the accessories you dream about driving away happy on Sunland Drive, 1453 Sunland Drive, again on the Savings side of the freeway. We're getting close to our starting lineups, and we'll get those for you after another quick timeout. Again, this is a little bit of a late start. We're going to be at probably a 7-12 tip or so, because the JV game did go to overtime. So that's why we're a little behind our 7 o'clock normal start time tonight. Let's take a break. That'll do it for the Bucks Ace Hardware pregame show. Starting lineups, when we come back, stay with us. Getting close to tip-off here. The Thunder hosting the Mustangs on the Fan Sports Network.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Red Ledge's Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledge's Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we've been training athletes from Logan to St. George for over 20 years, and we guarantee your athlete will improve speed, agility, explosive power, and reduce the risk of injury while working with the most qualified team in all of Utah. Call 435-251-2299 to find the location nearest you.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the...
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by House of Jump. And we'll also looking for our House of Jump dunk of the night. If we get one, we'll let you know the text line. You get 1 hour free jump time over at House of Jump. First, Crimson Cliffs, the visitors. Drake Carroll, Noah Marsden, Sean Feltz, Trevor Taylor, and McKay Lindquist. We anticipate Scoop coming back soon. zone, but not in the starting lineup tonight.
Yeah, and he looks like he's ready to play out there. Certainly doesn't look like he's limping or doing any things like that. But this is a lineup that they've been able to go with here for the last, since early December when Scoop was injured.
He played 10 games. He was averaging almost 15 points a game before he got injured.
And I really think probably a first-team All-Region 9 and one of the best on-ball defenders in the state.
Yeah.
He was so good with his hands and anticipating defensive, deflections and just disrupting guys.
We'll see if he's ready by Friday. If he's not starting, he's probably not playing. Sean Feltz leads the way, 20.4 points a game, 5th in the region, 6.7 rebounds. He's got to have double-digit rebounds tonight, I think, against a smaller Thunder team.
Yeah, look for him to have 10 or 11 rebounds. That's going to be a number we should watch.
House of Jump Starters getting introduced for Desert Hills. Mason Rasmussen. He actually will play the 5 at times for this team. Hunter Clark, Ben Chase will play the 4. Eli Allred will go to the 3 on defense, and then Chaz Holbrook, the sophomore point guard. There's your House of Jump starting lineups. And of course, Eli Allred leading the way, 6th in 4A in scoring, but he's got help. He's averaging 18.8, but Ben Chase, 12.6. Jackson Holman injured, 12.9, so they're missing that production just like Crimson is with Scoop. But, where's that third score going to come from? Like you mentioned earlier in our pregame show, it was Hunter Clark with some big threes to help them beat Pineview a week ago.
Yeah, and look to the bench for a guy like Jordan Ebert, a great shooter, great defender. I don't anticipate them playing more than 6 or 7 guys tonight. I just don't. I think they're going to go to a tight lineup and on their home floor be as disruptive as they can and play Thunder basketball.
It will be Feltz tipping it up, 6'11" against Eli Allred, who goes about 6'4", so 7+ inch advantage on the tip.
I think this is the 6th tip that 5 of those Sean has not got in a row. So this is the 6th one. He'll see if he can break the streak here.
And he does.
Okay.
We are underway. Tip-off brought to you by Intermountain Sports Performance. There is no off-season speed, agility, training. Intermountain Sports Performance, St. George to Logan, 5 Utah locations.
And Desert Hills has come out in a zone, obviously trying to do what Snow Canyon and Dixie did to disrupt and limit the touches for Sean Feltz.
Crimson working right to left on your radio dial. We're in the red with the dark blue numbers and a turnover. Thunder wearing the white with the black numbers and black trim, working left to right, and they get the opening possession after that turnover by Crimson.
And Crimson comes back with an interesting zone with Sean Feltz at the top. Well, actually, they're man now. Sean's guarding Clark. Interesting. This will be something to watch if he can keep him in front of him, and he does.
And Clark just goes off his knee out of bounds, so both teams.
Turnovers right out of the gate. We got one for each team with less than a minute to go. Something that's also plagued Crimson the last couple of weeks has been those turnovers. Something to watch tonight.
We're going to be keeping track of our Down East furniture stats all night long. We'll update you in the postgame and halftime and postgame for that matter. Carroll will swing it over, working that zone. Marsden over to Trevor Taylor. McKay Lindquist, great look at a 3, and nothing but the bottom for Mack. There's Mack on the attack early. Crimson 3-0 lead. Cache Valley Bank triple.
And great pass there again. We've said this a couple of times this year. Trevor Taylor is an underrated passer. He is able to find open guys consistently.
And they got it to Taylor in the middle of the zone, was able to kick it to the wing. Good point. A minute 20 into this game. Mustangs digging in defensively. Allred on a wayside dribble is going to flip it over to Clark.
And you can see Marsden has a big assignment in front of him guarding Eli Allred. Going to be, I don't know, face guarding, but certainly doesn't want him to get open looks, and he does get one off there.
Allred will misfire, though. Off wide left. Ricochets off the rim. Trailing the play. They pass it to Feltz. He missed it. Got his own miss. Put it up and in off the window.
The old stat packer. Get your own rebound and get it back and put it in a little closer. And I like this matchup with Feltz on Clark.
It's an interesting matchup for sure. Ben Chase, little fadeaway from about 8 feet out. The lefty finds the net. Marsden transition 3 at the other end. That's short. Looked like Lindquist almost had a loose ball rebound, but Rasmus is able to grab it and go. He'll drive the baseline, kick out to Clark.
And Eli Allred is wide open, and he's going to let this fly, Devin.
And he finds the mark. Straightaway triple, and it's another Cache Valley Bank 3. We're tied at 5.
And I think this is the pace that we can expect. I think Desert Hills is very comfortable shooting at home here.
Well, for the fans, we always want the Holbrook Asphalt big score dessert. Get over 55 points. Everybody can go to Yogurtland after the game, and 5 ounces free frozen yogurt for all the Region 9 basketball fans. Shot won't go for the Mustangs, and that's the first rebound of the game. That's second rebound for Desert Hills. And a misfire there by the Thunder, and here comes Crimson now.
Coach Murdoch saying, speed it up, speed it up. We don't want to walk it up.
Approaching the 5-minute mark here. Played 3 minutes, tied at 5 on the Wilkinson's House Light score. But inside, there's Feltz. They find him, and he scores it.
And they've got to find him in that zone. But the zone, the ball's got to be moved. It can't stick, and it's got to go inside.
And not anybody that can block that shot playing behind Sean Feltz for the Thunder. Holbrook on a handoff to Chase. Here comes the screen. He doesn't use it, goes the other way. Back out to Rasmussen. Mason Rasmussen, a junior. Nice, promising season, and obviously will be probably their most. Him and Ben Chase will both be back for the Thunder next year. And a whistle and a foul as Holbrook takes the harm and will head to the line.
Well, and a great job of rejecting the screen here. Lindquist is looking at the screen instead of looking at his assignment. And that's just one where you just got to not jump. Yeah. Like just go straight up and make him make a tough shot over the top of you.
And these two guys are good friends, Chaz Holbrook and Michaela. They played a lot of basketball together coming up through. And I remember this summer, first time I was watching some 3-on-3 over at Nets on Fire, and they had a squad going, and that was fun to watch those two.
It's fun to see the friendships in the region. I know Sean Feltz, Lemke, Eli Allred, Owen Mackey, you know, Nash, Griff. They got all these guys that have just played together for so long, and it's good to see those friendships as we have what may be a lane violation, but I don't know on who.
They're going to say,
oh my goodness, wow.
Trevor Taylor, I
don't know, can we get a replay on that one?
Cannon Seacrest, our video producer tonight on the live stream, coming at you, fansportsnetwork.com, KSLsports.com, our YouTube page. Just search the Fan Sports Network. If you're listening on radio, you want to watch this game, we got you. And that does tie the game up on that second attempt.
Yeah, interesting there. It didn't even look like anybody entered, but obviously the refs are closer than I am, so.
Carroll will get it over to Marsden, back to Feltz, and now Marsden quickly, good ball movement, but Chase Curtis trying to get a steal, can't control it. Taylor goes and gets it. Numbers for the Mustangs. Corner 3 won't go, and Ben Chase grabs the Red Rock Real Estate rebound.
And Crimson's had some open looks already, Devin. I think they're going to get a lot of those all night. This is going to be a shot maker's game. It was Eli Allred who almost broke the hearts last time. Who can make the shots tonight?
Turnaround jumper for Allred, no. And here comes Drake Carroll. They'll push it. Cross-court skip. Extra pass to the corner. Lindquist, good look at a 3. Not this time. Rebound by Ben Chase again.
And I like the shot. I just think after you've missed a couple as a team and you have a 6'11" a guy, I might want to throw it into him.
Be a little more patient.
Yeah.
Holman is in the game, Ben. Jackson Holman is in the game, but he just turned it over. And Trevor Taylor in traffic takes the bump. He can't get the and 1, but he'll head to the line and shoot 2.
And a good heads-up play there by Mack. Finds Trevor in transition. Almost the finish off of the Euro step there. Looks like Trevor might even tip that a little bit. But
yeah, and maybe the little rust there for Holman. He's been out for a couple of weeks there, and Lindquist doing a good job.
Yeah. Look, 7-7, 3:23 left. I think this is kind of exactly what we were hoping for. And as Trevor almost banks that in, he struggled just a little bit from the foul line. Really shot it pretty well early in the season from the foul line, as we see Steele Barbin, who Devin talked about, just announcing today that he's signing to play football at Utah Tech. Congrats to the Barbin family. They're going to have a couple of Barbins there that we can root for locally.
And you mentioned Trevor Taylor, 51% currently coming in tonight from the stripe, and he misses both of them. Barbin grabs the offensive rebound, though. Huge Red Rock Real Estate rebound for Barbin. Lindquist got a good look at a 3, and again buries it. Nothing but the bottom, his second of the game.
Well, he is a guy that, you know, when he sets his feet and he's wide open, he's going to shoot 50%. And great job by the team. Drake Carroll notices there's a mismatch, feeds it to the corner wide open. It's not just about shooting, it's about your teammates recognizing that, and a great job by Crimson the last couple of weeks of doing that.
Yeah, you got to give up a shot a time or two to get a better shot.
And a great job by Steele getting that offensive rebound. Comes in and makes an impact immediately.
We're not tracking second chance points, but that's a big one right there. Get the 3-pointer on.
and got to really try to get the back door with Ben Chase there. Eli Allred being guarded by Trevor Taylor now. That's going to be an interesting matchup to watch as Ben Chase fires that one from downtown.
And an offensive rebound by Allred off the three-point miss. Out to Holman. He'll cast a three and hit a three. Cache Valley Bank 3. Welcome back, Jackson Holman.
Well, yeah, rust shaken off just like that.
10-10, and this is our fourth tie of the game already. Tied 3-3, 5-5, 7-7, and now 10-10. We haven't settled anything as we got 2:32 left on the Scooters Coffee first quarter clock.
And I love how they're going to get it inside here. That is a perfect look.
And Carroll too strong with the miss, and here comes Ben Chase. Doesn't have numbers, but he does hit a streaking Chase Curtis, and CC can't put it soft enough off the window. The big guy was running the floor hard. Carroll in trouble, falling down, kicks to Lindquist to the corner. Barbin will hoist and hit a three. Still Barbin on cue. Corner pocket.
Great job getting the ball up the floor. Drake Carroll recognizing the double team, kicking it out. Lindquist finds him for the assist. And a great shot by Steele Barbin, making his impact felt right out of the gate. 13-10.
Ben Chase, good little move and finishing nicely, really extending that ball out with the left hand and kissing it softly off the glass.
And the coach in me wants to say, guys, he is all left hand. Make him go to the opposite hand and make that same shot over Sean Phelps.
Carroll spin move, fade away, got it. Kind of patient with that move.
Yeah, it's a good shot for him. He makes those. He's really worked on his jumper over the last couple of years, and that's a great shot for him.
15-12, Crimson the three-point advantage on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Chase Curtis inside, needs some help. He'll flip it back out to Holbrook. Now over to Holman. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Is deflected out of bounds by a tip by Trevor Taylor.
And you hate to bring this up, but Eli Allred only a couple of shots so far. And, you know, this is something to watch. Does he get a little bit impatient, or do they find him? Like, the great player, you got to find him looks. You can't let him starve for very long.
Trevor Taylor doing a good job defending him so far in this first quarter. Nice little stop and start, but Lindquist right in the hip pocket of Clark. He'll kick out a contested three, but two contested as Taylor fouls Allred on the three-point attempt.
And this is the problem, right? Guarding great players. You see it at every level as we see the replay here. Great defense there, great recognition, and then I mean, it looked like he reached to get him after he shot it, but you can't have that kind of contact. He's too good of a player. He's too much of a shot maker.
And that's really a big thing where Eli's 0 for 2 from the field. Yeah. Get to the free throw line, and now he sees the ball go through the net.
Don't let him see it go in, because shooters love to see the ball go in the hoop. But that's one where that's a tough shot. Fading away, just contest, make him make those tough shots, because if he misses 2 or 3 of those in a row, then good shooters or great players start to question even a little bit, and you need a little bit when a guy like Eli Allred has the ball in his hands.
Yeah. As a defender, you want to make them make tough shots rather than foul and let them get free throws. And from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line, all 3 nailed there by Eli Allred. Filled up, wash it down. You and your car feeling fabulous. And big gas savings. Every time you get your car washed, you get 20 cents off per gallon of gas at the pump. Oh, and don't forget, for a limited time, this will end soon, so hurry to Fabulous Freddy's. You can join their unlimited car wash for $9.99. Mustangs working the clock down to 15. Taylor's going to take a 16-foot jumper and just a little short. And here come the Thunder. Clark over to Holman. Holman getting a nice little run here. Didn't start, but in the game. Got that knee all braced up, that right knee.
And I would go at him on the offensive end, right? You know that his mobility right now is limited. Attack him. See if you can get him in some screen and roll situations and take advantage of a little bit of a broken will.
Yeah.
And you know, look, they had a great look. The zone has been effective at getting the ball out of Sean Feld's hands. This is going to be a game where you're going to need those guys to make those mid-range open shots. Otherwise, the pressure starts to mount.
Yeah, I agree. 21.2 on the clock. 15-15. We're tied for the 5th time in this game. Allred off a curl, mid-range J in the air, short off the backboard, rebound is batted around, and Hunter Clark grabs it. Thunder can hold for 1 here if they want. First quarter clock down to 8 now. Rasmussen on the wing, 6 seconds. Using the Curtis screen, little 15-foot jumper over Felt's way too strong. Rebound, Carroll, desperation, heave. Ooh. Doesn't go. Hey, are you surprised we're tied at the end of one?
No, we haven't figured anything out other than this is going to be a great rivalry game on a Wednesday night. And where else would you want to be, especially with this kind of weather? You can't be on the golf course during the day.
15-15 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. Be right back on The Fan. Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist here on the Fan Sports Network. This is our Boulevard Home Game of the Week. We have two this week. We're bringing you Dixie Snow Canyon on Friday. Make a note of that if you can't make it over to the Jungle. And we appreciate Boulevard celebrating 50 years of making your house more like home.
Man, we've got some great local businesses that support these high schools in this community.
Ben chasing the Thunder in a tie game, get the first possession. Eli Allred will take a jackknife three, no good. Drake Carroll grabs the board.
See, Dev, those are the ones, let him try and make those, right? Those are hard to make week in, week out. So if he misses a couple of those, the pressure mounts on him. Where if you foul and you get him to the line, then the pressure mounts on you as a defender.
Felts need a touch here, Ben?
Absolutely, and I think they're going to run a little cross screen here, but he rejects it, and they've got to get it into him, and this is a bucket for sure.
Baby right hook and foul by Chase Curtis. He thought he had the block, and the underneath official says, nope, that's a foul.
Look at the replay. This is a foot in the paint for Sean Felts. It's just, that's danger zone.
Yeah, and that right hook is his go-to move.
Yeah, and that's nothing against any defender. It's just he's 6'11". It's such a disadvantage if you have a guy like that and you're undersized.
We talked about in the pregame, though, would Chase Curtis, who hasn't been getting as much minutes the last 2 weeks of region play, see extended time, and he is, because he is the biggest body to put on Sean Felts.
Yeah, you're going to need his size, and you're going to need his ability to push him off as much as possible.
And I'll tell you, Chase is probably one of the more improved. He's increased his speed and mobility. He's worked really hard.
Great footwork. Yeah. Great footwork. As he sees Sean Felts, who makes both of those something that he's kind of struggled from the foul line the last couple of weeks.
Oh, backdoor cut. Eli Allred, one-hand monster slam. Oh, yeah.
That's a great offensive play. You're overplaying a guy like Eli Allred. Take him up and go backdoor, and that's a play Desert Hills has run for a couple of years.
That's our house and jump dunk. We got it, everybody. We'll tell you the details in a minute, but a steal by the Thunder. A tie game. Hunter Clark, wraparound. Allred scores it. Beautiful dime from Hunter Clark.
And a great steal there. Sean just a little outside of where he should have been. Tried to maybe make something happen to respond to that dunk as Drake Carroll goes up for the shot. Still Barb, and again with another attempt at a rebound. Great hustle effort there. And the Thunder are in transition.
Here they come. Up by 2, 19-17. Neither team has had more than a 3-point lead. 6:30 left in the second quarter here from Desert Hills High School. Allred wants a three on a curl, too strong. Curtis put back, got it. Might have been tipped just a little bit, which softened it over the front of the rim.
Yeah, and we talk about that offensive rebound, and clearly Eli Allred is going to shoot it any time he possibly can. And this is where you just got to settle in on offense if you're Crimson. Get it to the big fella.
And Curtis fronting Felts there, and Felts saying he's going through me there. Didn't get the whistle that time, but it'll stay with the Mustangs. Second quarter play-by-play brought to you by Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Best ice cream on the planet. 285 Bluff Street, Handel's, open late.
I could go for one of those tonight. As we see a couple of substitutions, Noah Nelson in and Trevor Taylor back on the floor.
Inside to Felts. Uh-oh, poked away by Curtis. Curtis is getting his hands in the cookie jar. Here comes Clark. Thunder by 4, largest lead of the game. Curtis will take a three, and that doesn't go. That would have brought the roof down.
And a massive rebound there by Lindquist as he heads up the court. This is where you've got to put pressure on them early in transition. You can get early position. And they've got to get the ball inside. So even if it's not here on this look, he's got to flash just like he did there and then find him. Perfect execution there.
Shot just wouldn't fall, though. Felt's got a baby right hook, and it rattled around and popped back out. Rasmussen attacking the rim. Taylor swipes it away, and it goes out of bounds, but it will stay with the Thunder here with 5:30 left in the second quarter on the Scooters Coffee clock. Good action so far tonight.
Great back and forth. I think so far the turnovers, though, a little bit of a factor for Crimson. And you just got to take care of the basketball, but also credit Desert Hills for some great defense.
Take a look at our stats in a second here as Allred thought about a three. 4 turnovers for the Mustangs, 2 for the Thunder. That's our count right now. And a whistle and a foul. Take a look at our Red Rock Real Estate rebounds right now. 9 rebounds for the Mustangs, 10 for the Thunder. The Thunder have 1 more rebound than the Mustangs.
Yeah, and we talked about that.
Those are key.
Yeah, key to the game. Make sure that you're crashing the glass. So they've done it. Some real damage on the offensive end.
Work it over to Clark now. Fresh shot clock for the Thunder.
And Eli looks to be just a little bit tired because he's had to work so hard to get every single shot. And, of course, a dunk like that will definitely take some calories out.
He's got 10 already. Eli Allred with 10 points. Hunter Clark, little clothesline 3, a little flat short. Offensive rebound, Curtis. Rasmussen gets a good look, and there's some second chance points for the Thunder.
And Coach Murdoch's going to call a timeout here and talk to his guys about you cannot take a play off on the offensive glass. They've had 2 opportunities out of that and a third for foul shots. 9 points have come off of offensive rebounds. Actually 11, I'm sorry.
We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. Hey, if your premium's gone up, get a free quote. See how much Luke can save you today. We'll be right back. It's 24-17. Desert Hills has the advantage.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Nets on Fire is the premier indoor basketball training facility in southern Utah with 4 full-size gyms and group and individual training packages available for every age and skill level. Nets on Fire can elevate your game. Hoop it, Nets.
628-0511.
We're back, everybody, here. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, and 24-17. What was going on in that huddle with Coach Murdoch? What do you think he was talking to the guys specifically about there, Ben?
Well, it's been the Achilles heel of Crimson, the offensive rebounds the last couple of weeks, and then you have got the turnovers. I think both of those things are the difference right now. Second chance opportunities, every time Desert Hills has made them pay as they go on a 7-0 run to start the second quarter. 24-17, 4:50 left in the second. I think they've got to find the ball and get an executed play here to get something inside the paint.
We'll see what Coach Murdoch, the first-year coaches, Murdoch, Miko at Pineview, Ball at Snow Canyon, Stout at Hurricane, drawing a lot of praise from the other veteran coaches in the region all season long. They're doing a great job.
And this is where, again, you can't stand in a zone. You have to basket cut just like that.
And still Barvin scores it.
And that's the way to beat a zone is you've got to basket cut and you have to flash to open spots, right? If you stand, you're easy to guard.
Yep. Watch Steph Curry if you want to see a great example of that. He moves so well without the ball.
Talk about burning calories. I think I burn calories watching him run around.
Although Golden State finds himself 11th in the Western Conference standings and 4 games behind the Utah Jazz right now. Trade deadline is tomorrow. Going to be really interesting to see if anybody makes a big move.
There'll be some surprises as we see still knock down the free throw. 24-20 Desert Hills, just over 4.
Things have been tied. That 7-point lead was the largest of the game.
And for the people watching the stream, this is where you just can't guard a space. You'll watch sometimes Crimson gets in this position where they're just guarding a space and they leave Eli Allred for a wide open 3.
Yep. Well put is Allred from the right wing. That's a Cache Valley Bank triple.
We're going to be saying that a lot tonight.
Yeah. Mountains await. Your financial outfitter. Appreciate Cache Valley Bank, one of our great sponsors here on the Fan Sports. Another backdoor cut. Still Barvin gets behind everybody, scores it.
And you see the difference he's making by just moving.
Holman on a trail, nearly traveled, but was able to keep his plant foot down. And now Ben Chase will back it out. 3:35 to go here in the first half. Clark in the middle of the paint, nothing there. He'll kick out Holman. Great look at a 3, and he got it. Another 3. three for the Thunder. 30-22. Desert Hills leads by 8.
And this is the interesting thing is we see Lindquist let one fly almost in and out, but they've sucked in so much that when the ball goes in there, you don't need to just hug it. The 3 is more deadly than the 2 right now.
Clark nearly lost the handle, almost a steal by Noah Nelson. Now Clark is double teamed. He gets it out to Allred. He's going to drive right into the middle. Lost the handle, flipped it up anyway, and too strong.
And a much needed stop there as they're down 8 now with just under 3. Desert Hills in the midst of a great run. Again, watch, Dev. There's just too much standing here, right? The only guy moving is still Barbin, and he's getting layups.
It is a 13-5 run the Thunder are on right now. Great point by you. And Barbin's going to try to change that with a 3, and he got it nothing but the bottom.
And apparently the big signing with Utah Tech has led to an extra burst of shot making and basket cutting as he has 8. A 3, an and 1, and another layup as we see Noah Nelson reach in the pocket there and get called for the foul.
You know, normally it takes till about January for the football guys to really get in rhythm. It's taken still maybe a little bit longer.
And this is, again, Mark Jackson says hand down, man down. Jackson Holman says, yeah, I'll let him shoot it. And I think he regretted that one a little bit as we see Drake Carroll come back on the floor for Lindquist. 30-25, a little bit of a momentum for Crimson right now.
2 Nets on Fire score updates. Snow Canyon leads Cedar 12-6 at the end of the first quarter, and halftime already at the hangar. Dixie leads Pineview 40-28.
Yeah.
Appreciate Nets on Fire. Check out their Ignited AU program, netsonfire.org. Signups are opening soon. Ben Chase in the corner, triple threat position, puts it on a bounce, baseline floater, won't go.
And a couple of times the Crimson players have battled each other for the rebound, and it's bounced to Thunder. That time they're fortunate.
Nelson falling down, saved by Barbin. Taylor kicks it back, and Nelson has a good look at a 3, but it won't fall. And now we got a whistle, and it's a defensive foul on the rebound attempt by Holman, I think.
And it is a great job by Still Barbin, who has an extra gear tonight, forcing by crashing the rebounds, right? Like, these are the things that you do. You don't stand. You crash the boards. You get out in transition, and that, you know, he draws the foul just by doing the right things.
Barbin already has 11 points off the bench, our leading candidate for a Jersey Mike sub of the game without question right now in this contest. And a shot won't go, but there's Noah Nelson to clean it up and put it up and in.
And Coach Murdoch must have got his message across, which is we've got to play harder on this end and rebound. And down here, let's get easy buckets.
That's a 5-0 run now the other way for the Mustangs to cut it back down to 3. 30-27 on our Wilkinson scoreboard. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, 1:26 and ticking left in the first half. Clark terminates the dribble. He'll kick out. Holman will take a triple, and Holman has got his 3rd 3 of the night. He's back, folks.
And we said it down there, hand down, man down. You've got to force them off the line. It was one of our keys to the game.
Yep.
Make them shoot 2-point shots. And now turn the ball over.
And now Carroll nearly had it stolen, but Barbin comes up with it. He'll whip it down inside. They get it over to Feltz, and there's finally Feltz. It's only his 8th point of the night.
Great look by Barbin. Great extra pass by Noah Nelson, who finds the biggest guy in the court for an easier shot.
Sean Feltz is 3 of 5 from the field, but you thought maybe they would get him more than 5 shots in this half, but they've done a pretty good job of keeping him.
And if this goes in, expect maybe a Desert Hills timeout.
And Barbin misfires. It was right on line, just a little bit too strong. Now Allred wants to run and gun, and he hits another Cache Valley Bank 3.
And that is a dagger. I mean, a wide open 3 in transition.
And Allred's got 16 on the night to lead all scorers.
He must, you know, some guys just like playing certain teams, whatever, you know, whether it just fits the matchup or whatever else it is, he likes playing Crimson.
At 35 in the first meeting, although the Thunder lost that game by 1.
And this is one where you got to hope that unless it's a wide open layup, as we see,
and Curtis is going
to get called for a push in the back there. But
I like that high-low action with Taylor, though. That's the second time he's lobbed it where only Sean can catch. It almost was a little too high, which is hard to imagine because Sean's 6'11".
Right. But a good job by making sure that Crimson gets the last shot, because I'm afraid if they would have shot an early one, the way Desert Hills is going, they probably would have made anything down there.
Open shot checks in because Curtis picked up 2, and open shot cannot stop Feltz. They get it to him, turnaround jumper goes, and that closes the gap to 36-31 at the break. Feltz beats the horn. Here from Desert Hills High School. We're going to come back. We're going to rally with our Rally Stop halftime show. We'll get you scores from around the region. We'll get you stats on this one. Ben will put his analyst hat on. We'll get you adjustments. We'll go back, revisit our keys to the game. But we're going to take a break and a message from our great local partners. Again, 36-31, Desert Hills leads at the end of the first half on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Stay with us on the live stream, thefansportsnetwork.com, KSLSports.com, or on the Fan on the radio side. Back in a flash.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture, your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch the drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9. And from the bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com.
Lender.
Hey, welcome back. Halftime here at the Thunderdome. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, Rally Stop halftime show. Before or after your favorite team goes and plays a game, get out and watch. Make sure you get your drinks, your snacks, your fuel at a local Southern Utah Rally Stop. Big fans and big supporters of high school sports. 36-31 is our score right now at the break. Cheer team, state championship cheer team, by the way. The Desert Hills cheer team winning it all a couple of weeks ago. Tempest Line took fourth. East Shells took second. We've already had some state championships handed out in our winter sports. Of course, the divisionals in wrestling wrapped up last week. They'll be off to state next week. The state tournament will start with first and second round games on the 21st and 23rd of February. And then if you make it up to Utah Valley, that'll be February 26th, 27th, and 28th up at the home of the Wolverines, Utah Valley University. And both the Thunder and the Mustangs would love to make a trip up to Utah County and play at UVU.
Absolutely, especially this year. You know, you go from a year where there's 13 teams in 4A, and this is the year that you want to make sure that you get a chance to go up there and play in that environment. What a great high school environment for a state championship to happen at.
Do want to remind everybody with the Eli Allred dunk, and we'll get to that highlight here. If you missed it or just tuned in, you can text dunk to 833-644-2423. Here it is for you. What'd you think? Any style points from the judges?
I think that's a great backdoor play. That's a Desert Hills tried and true play right there. When you need a bucket, in fact, last year in that highly contested matchup, they ran that early and might have scored too early, where I think Crimson came back and won that on a last-second shot. But a great job there of drawing it up out of a timeout, and great execution by that team.
I just put it out on Twitter, so if you want to watch it or listen on radio, you can go. And I put the text line on Twitter too, at Dev Dixon, if you want to text in keyword dunks 833-644-2423, and you get 1 hour. You'll get a text back. You'll show them the text, and then you'll be able to go enjoy 1 hour free jump time at House of Jump. All right, let's take a look at our first half stats. Stats brought to you by Down East Furniture. They got a big game savings right now over there at Down East, and then they roll right into their President's Day sale. So big sale going all the way through the end of February. Go check out that feather sectional. Ben, what do you see?
Well, look, you've got Eli Allred, who we talked about as one of the players of the game, with 16 points. I don't know if they've been easy. I would actually say, other than that dunk, most of them have been contested, difficult shots. He's a shot maker. I think that's one of the things they're saying there is, guys, he's kind of the difference right now, is those second chance opportunities. We've given him too many looks. Rebounding, we talked about that, pretty equal, 14 for 14. Crimson really kind of crashed the offensive glass and did what Desert Hills was doing to them.
And specifically Steele Barbin.
And then after some early turnovers for Crimson, they've stabilized, and then the three-pointers is kind of the difference really right now. When you look at the turnovers, a couple extra possessions that we've seen.
But pretty good. Both coaches should be happy with that low of a number, I would think.
Yeah, and I think four three-pointers, that's probably, where you'd want to be, or you'd want Desert Hills to be. 6 is a little bit of the danger zone. They're used to making double digits. I think that might be the determining factor tonight, is can they get into double digits and three-pointers made? And then you've got a surprise leading scorer with Steele Barbin with 11, Sean Feltz with 10.
Right.
And then after that, I think you got McKay Lindquist with 6 and Drake Carroll with 2.
And here's the interesting thing on the three-pointers. Mack had 2, and then Steele had 2. And then you look at Eli Allred, he had 3, and Holman had 3. So there was only 4 guys that hit three-pointers, 2 for each team in that first half.
Yeah, and I think, as we start thinking about the sub of the game tonight, you got Jackson Holman, who showed no rust and is suddenly comes off the floor or off the bench and gets 9 points on 3 threes. That is a shot in the arm. And as you look at a score with a 5-point ball game, that's probably the difference right now.
Got some score updates when we come back. Quick break, 60-second timeout. This is the Rally Stop halftime show. More to come when we return. 36-31, Desert Hills leads Crimson at the half.
Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit HolbrookAsphalt.com to discover more.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online.
Furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Hey, welcome back. Rally Stop halftime show. Both teams have returned to the floor, and let's get you some score updates brought to you by Nets on Fire. Again, they've got their Ignite AU program. Sign-ups, details, netsonfire.org. Building champions on and off the court. We'll roll some highlights for you here. As you look at Mac Lindquist burying a 3 there. Mentioned some of the leading scorers, but the supplemental scoring in the first half behind Barbara Harbin with 11, Feltz with 10, Lindquist had 6, and then just 2 for Carroll and 2 for Noah Nelson. Behind Eli Allred's game-high 16, 9 for Jackson Holman, all triples, 4 for Ben Chase. Rasmussen had 3. Actually, Desert Hills, I think, hit 7 threes in that first half. We missed Rasmussen's 3. We had it 6, but it was actually 7 on that Rasmussen 3 in that first half. So, I mean, when you make 7 threes, you're pacing to 14. That's a big number in high school.
Yeah, 7 is too many if you're Crimson. I mean, that's just too many shots. 21 of your 36 points have come on 3-pointers. That is an emphasis. And we'll talk to our stat guy, Uncle Jeff, in the truck. Make sure that he knows he better be a little more accurate here in the second half.
I promised you a score update. Snow Canyon leads Cedar at the Jungle 20. No, it's at Cedar.
Okay.
25-14.
9-point game. That's dangerous. Cedar is one of those teams you don't want to let them hang around.
And Dixie, last report, 40-28. As we are underway second half, Crimson will open the possession right into Phelps. Missed it, got it back, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line.
I think Chaz Holbrook got away with a little bit of a foul there. Luckily, he got the rebound back as we watch this. And yeah, he got him there. He got lucky there. The ref was looking right at it too. That's the hard part about being the big guys. Those little guys, they don't get the fouls called on them as much as the big guys hope. And Sean Phelps, 3 of 3 tonight from the foul line. Looks like they've been shooting some extra foul shots in the Crimson practices.
Got to have it. Crunch time, Regions games winding down. Everybody's got 3 games left after tonight. Well, depending on where your bye falls. But yeah, that's good free throw shooting by the big guy. And there is Holbrook hoisting and hitting. Chaz Holbrook, nothing but the bottom. It's his first points of the game, and that is 3-point make number 8.
And that's just too many if you're Crimson right now. And we'll see if Crimson can answer back with something.
39-33, lead is 6. Inside, Feltz wide open, and he lays it in. Clark gambled and lost.
And there's not enough ball pressure by Desert Hills to make that a difficult pass. All Crimson has to do is just fake a pass to make a pass. Size it up and put it on the spot. Have Sean show him his hands and get it to him.
Here we go. Rasmussen to Holbrook. Thought about a 3. Nope. Head fake to Chase. Dump it down into Eli. Guarded by Marsden. Kick it out to Clark. Guarded by Feltz. Clark's going to terminate and kick out to Holbrook. He's got Lindquist in his hip pocket. Ball fake, and Holbrook scores it. A quick 5 points for Chaz Holbrook.
And that's just too easy. Close out to a weak hand. Make him go where he doesn't want to go instead of exactly where he's trying to go.
Those two have guarded each other a lot over their careers, just practicing. And inside the big fella one more time.
A great pass there, but look, all you got to do is look in there and make a crisp pass.
Rasmussen back out to Clark. We played just a little over 1:30 in the third quarter. 41-37. Desert Hills has the 4-point lead on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Curling, straightaway 3. Eli Allred can't get this one to fall.
And this is where Crimson can be deadly, is out in transition. Great job on a couple of defensive stops there to get some momentum, as we may see Marsden here in the corner. Wide open shot. He usually is hitting. Oh, my goodness, as they call Sean Phelps for the offensive rebound.
I want to see that one more time, because it looked like he just go gadget armed it away there. He's leaning. Does he push off?
Maybe
a little elbow in the ear.
Sometimes just being a big guy is
I agree with that call. We have the privilege of replay, but I do think the officials got that one right. There was a little bit of contact.
Yeah. But good job by Sean by crashing the glass. I mean, you're the biggest guy. You got to go.
You don't mind him picking up that foul. And a steal by McKay Lindquist. Lindquist is going to be fouled by Holbrook. Not a bad foul there to stop maybe a lay-in.
Yeah, I think Drake Carroll gets that, and that's an easy bucket. Is he just in the passing lanes? Great job by anticipating that and then getting it up the court and pushing it.
Yep.
Interesting to watch here as it's 41-37, just under 6 in the third quarter. A critical point. Can Crimson get back in and maybe take a lead going into the fourth quarter, as we see Drake Carroll come off, and they're going to charge 24. Let's see. I couldn't see that. Oh, they're going to charge Lindquist. Looks like a moving screen, his second. And a little bit of a lost possession as we see another turnover there.
So the Thunder will go back to work on the offensive end. Holman now over in the corner, goes to Clark, back to Allred.
And you see, Devin, how they spread them out. It's this 5-out kind of diving, crashing, cutting offense.
Yep, and Allred goes to a spin move. Nothing there. Kick out to Clark. He'll drive. Good switch. Lindquist guarding Clark. Blocks it away out of bounds. Thunder will retain possession. You know, Will Hokinson is kind of the offensive coordinator at Desert Hills, and that 5 out with the lineup he's got and not a lot of size, it's the right offense.
We go to the replay here. I think 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know what he was saying hand. I think we could have seen that one from the parking lot as we see the pass. Now, this is something that's interesting to watch there, Devin, as we see him actually catch it and cross over. You can do that now in high school basketball. As Eli Allred shoots an improbable shot for 2.
And nothing but nylon for Eli Allred, picking up where he left off. Had 16 in the first half, and already has got 18 on the night, right out of his season average.
And this is where they've got to kind of follow what Steele Barber is doing and cutting to the hoop, diving, flashing to open spots. As Marsden again for a 3. He's 0 for 4 right now.
And the save, great hustle by Drake Carroll, gets it over to Lindquist. Lindquist back to Carroll. He'll hoist, and it's short. Rebound fought for, and Clark.
Wow. Clark gets kind of an elbow into the face on accident.
He's a football kid. He signed it at Ottawa down in Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
He'll take that. He'll take a little contact. Allred now. Up and under, and got it and one for Eli Allred. He's got 20.
And an easy 20, really. It's hard to guard a guy like that. He's so creative with the ball. He's got a great shot fake.
A little fired up there. He's feeling and trying to get the crowd into it a little bit there.
Well, they've got a full student section, another great environment for high school basketball.
But look at Crimson's student section, too, all with the whiteout.
I see a couple state championship football hoodies on over there, maybe reminding them of who won state. As he completes the 3-point play, and this is a 9-point ball game as it's stretched from 5 at the halftime.
This last 4-minute battle here, the third quarter, going to be real important for the Mustangs. If they can get it down to 4 or 5, they'll be in good shape going to the fourth. You got to believe. Barbin saves it to Lindquist, head fake, whip pass to Taylor through his hands. Carroll's going to get a good look at a 3 out of it. Head hit it.
And so who do you give the assist there to, Devin? Is that a touch pass by Trevor Taylor?
On accident, I guess. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Watch this one more time.
I actually like the pass, and sometimes it's better to be lucky and good on the pass, but not the case on the shot. That's a well-executed release.
I don't think Taylor, who was open, was ready for that one.
No.
And that's good vision by Lindquist, but Carroll just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And that was a big 3 to cut it down to 46-40.
And we saw that happen in the Snow Canyon game for Pineview, or for Crimson, where some of those passes were whipped around and they just fell into the right hands for the Snow Canyon team, and they made those open shots. Sometimes that happens.
We are midway through the third quarter. I want to thank some of our great partners, including Appliance Wholesalers Plus. We'll be naming our AWP Playmaker Play of the Game. I don't think we've seen it yet in a close one. The Allred dunk was big. That play right there, Carroll 3, they marked that one down as a top play nominee, but I still feel like it's coming. We'll name it officially in our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame. So we'll also name our Finley Subaru Star of the Game in the postgame festivities. Allred and the Thunder going to work. They got 19 on the shot clock.
Crimson's back in this zone. Certainly not.
And Holbrook's going to get a good look at a 3. Can't find the mark. Rebound, Sean Feltz.
And Crimson, done a good job of rebounding the ball. Boy, I think Sean Feltz wants a call there.
Yeah, Drake
and he might be right.
Try to whip past to Feltz.
But again, you don't have to be quick on those. He's the biggest guy. Fake a pass, make a pass. Get squared up. Be a threat yourself first so that they can be wide open when you want to pass it to him.
Nice pass to Curtis. Back to Holman. 12-foot jumper baseline, and Holman has his first 2-point field goal of the night to go along with all those 3s. He's into double figures.
And an early candidate for our Jersey Mike sub of the game, as he's got 11.
No question. Normally starter, but returning to action after, 4 or 5 weeks he has been out. Since early January, he has not played.
Well, he actually hurt his knee in the Crimson game at Crimson.
Yeah, that's right.
As we see Curtis called for the foul there.
That's his third.
And I think Sean's saying, well, yeah, he's been doing it all game. But I think that's the matchup as we see another foul there. And see, that's what he does such a good job of. He doesn't like the call, but as we're going to look on the replay, that arm, you've got to allow the shooter to shoot that. He's so hard to guard here, so he gives him, he just he just is in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, there was a little bit of the left arm in the back of Phelps. It wasn't like he tried to block it when there was a big downward motion there.
But that's how hard
if you're going to get fouls on Curtis, that's why you're playing. You want him playing physical against Deshaun Phelps.
Absolutely, and that's what worked for Snow Canyon and for Dixie. They were so much more physical with Sean.
The problem is Sean's making his free throws as he hits another one from the
5 of 5 tonight.
Yeah. In fact, they've only missed 2 free throws all night. Both teams shooting a pretty good percentage from the free throw line. Clark will check out. Ben Chase will check back in. And one other award I want to mention real quickly. We're going to name our Mountain Land Supply Defensive Play of the game. We got to keep an eye on that one too.
I love it. Free
throw good. And 3 minutes now, and it's a 6-point game. Desert Hills up 48-42. We're closing in on that Holbrook Asphalt big score dessert. Dixie is pulling away from Pineview. Another Nets on Fire update. 60-42. They pushed the lead to 18 over at the hangar. And if Pineview loses that game, which looks like they're going to do, that's going to be 4 straight region losses for PVHS.
Yeah, that's they've really improved this year as we've seen another incredibly tough shot.
Lindquist grabs the rebound off the all-red miss. Lindquist all the way in. The left hand from the right side, and he scores it. That was something else. Good ball control in the air by McKay Lindquist, and he's got 8 on the night.
And a good finish in transition. Great way to get it, that loose ball rebound.
And that cuts the lead down to 4, 48-44. All-red ball fake. Mid-range jumper from the free throw line. He got another one. He's having one of those nights.
It's just too easy, right? This is where I like actually getting into a man and mixing it up as we see an easy basket. Talk about easy for Big Sean Phelps off of a feed from Trevor Taylor. 50-46, Dev. It's felt like this has never been out of control. It feels like Desert Hills is one big possession from pushing it away, and Crimson's one big possession from getting back into it.
Largest lead for the Thunder has been 9, right? And largest lead for the Mustangs, I think, was 3. So it's been close within striking distance for both these teams as we've got 1:30 left in the third. We're not even into the 4th quarter yet, and we've had 6 ties in this game.
See, and I like the defense there. Make Eli go to his left. Make Ben Chase go to his right.
Yep.
Make Jackson Holman put it on the floor.
And he does, and he scores a mid-range J. Holman's been shooting even with the bad knee, hasn't he? His shot looks great.
It probably looks with the brace worse and more slowing than it is. He's played exceptional.
Holman
as good as Eli's been. Holman's been just as good.
Baseline jumper, and it goes down. And we'll take a quick 30-second timeout brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance, with the Thunder leading 52-36 on the Fan.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Red Ledge's Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledge's Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Hey, great message from our local partners. Appreciate all our great sponsors. If you get a chance to use their products or services, tell them you love this many games, this many live streams on the Fan Sports Network, and go buy a Jersey Mike sandwich or something.
Oh, I could use one right now.
Mike's way, right?
Mike's way, absolutely.
Lindquist on a pump fake to the elbow. Over to Taylor, trying to feed Carroll. It's tipped right to Mack. He'll try a left-handed push shot, and it might have been partially deflected.
And that's just one of those cases. Just go up with it with your right hand and shoot it.
Wasn't his dad left-handed, though?
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. 52-46, 37 ticks left in the third. Chase will line up a 3. That won't go. Rebound knocked around to Carroll. Drake and the Mustangs.
And at this point, you probably are just going to try and get one. And if Sean Phelps doesn't shoot it, that means something went wrong.
Late third quarter. Shot clock is off. 18 on the game clock. Mid-range J for Lindquist. That's too strong. Rebound Allred.
And this is something that you just have to be mindful of. You've got the chance to shoot the last second shot. Just because you're open, be mindful of this, especially when you've got guys who are hot like Eli Allred.
inside Holbrook, trying to cross-court bounce pass, stolen away by Barbin. That shot kind of slipped out of his hand. We've played 3 at the Thunderdome. Desert Hills has a 6-point lead on the Wilkinson scoreboard, 52-46. Fourth quarter coming up when we come back.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we've been training athletes from Logan to St. George for over 20 years, and we guarantee your athlete will improve speed, agility, explosive power, and reduce the risk of injury while working with the most qualified team in all of Utah. Call 435-251-2299 to find the location nearest you.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh, cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey.
Closed. Made. Bryant. Find your local
Gotcha.
at Bryant.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome back, everybody. Put 4 fingers in the air. Crunch time here in a pivotal Region 9 game. Number 14 versus number 15 in the latest RPI ranking. Both teams trying to take some momentum into the closing week of the season. As all red rifle Curl's going to take a 3 and miss a 3. He's got 23. Feltz has 20 to start this fourth quarter. Lindquist triple threat position, whips to the corner. Barbin's got a good look. He'll size up the corner, pocket 3, and down it goes.
And he's just playing with a little extra something tonight. Great pass by Lindquist using the shot fake. That's all you have to do in a zone is use that shot fake and pass fake to get your teammate open, because in a zone they're trying to guard spots, even though they should be trying to guard men. And a little bit of momentum right out of the gate here. Boy, a little bit of a gamble. Somebody's going to be open, and it might be Lindquist. Yeah, Feltz. Feltz is saying, look, I got the smallest guy on the court on me.
Holman is trying to front. You got Allred and Rasmussen also down there in that 2-3 zone. They go to Taylor. Over to Barber. Same place he just hit one. He can't get another one, though. Ball batted around. Feltz puts it up too strong. And Lindquist trying to save it. Oh, he just got his size 12s on the baseline.
Oh, my goodness. Another guy that wears size 12 is Skylar Entz, who has a great left hand, even if he doesn't believe it.
Skylar Entz had a great career at Pineview, went on to play football at Dixie Junior College, and then in the transition year that we played with guys like Judd Thompson and among others, and now a steal, and it's still right back by Chase. Lindquist was falling down trying to find
just
a
take your time. Just take your time. Grab the ball and make the right decision there, as that could have been a momentum changer for Crimson.
Inside, Chase, 15-foot turnaround jumper, and the lefty stroke is pure. Ben Chase, kind of a quiet first half, just 4. And Chase has 6 now on the night. And a block attempt and a foul called. Was it on the hand check first?
Looked like Eli Allred in the air. I think they're going to give him a shot on this. Good pass, recognizing it's a triple team. Oh, no, they're going to give it to Clark first.
The bump.
Good eye there, but they are going to give him the 2.
2 free throws coming for Drake. Carroll to the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line. Down by 5. Free throws meaningful. Both teams have shot it well in this game, and the first one no good for Drake Carroll. He'll have one more. 6:21 left.
Yeah, 5-point ball game. Chance to make it 4 here on the free throw. Carroll long, but a rebound, and it's going to be a 2-point play no matter what, with a big rebound and putback by Feltz.
22 now for Sean Feltz.
And we see a little bit of 3/4 court trapping here, which I like. Be a little bit disruptive. See if you can chew some clock, unless a 3 goes in, and then that doesn't look as smart.
Another triple for the Thunder. This one out of the right hand of Mason Rasmussen.
And I believe that's
Bank.
10. We'll get our truck chalk here, as still Barbin's got a chance, and he is feeling it as that touches every part of the
hit
hoop
the
above.
standard. Yeah, dead ball when it hit the wiring above the standard, above the shot clock. Took a high Karen. There's a replay of Rasmussen on that Cache Valley
need your size and length to be disruptive on defense.
Inbound, kick out. Chase sizes up at 3. In and out, no good. Rattles out, lead pass to Noah Marsden, and pinned on the glass by Allred. Maybe our Mountain Land Supply defensive play of the game. The student section erupting here. Kick out to Clark. Clark slithers down the lane. Extra pass, Ben Chase for 3. Nothing but the bottom. The 10th 3 of the night for the Thunder. The lead is up to 9.
And it started with a great defensive transition block by Eli Allred down to finding the open man for the 3. A difference maker there.
And here come the Mustangs now really needing a bucket on most possessions here, and got to get some kills on defense. Drake Carroll trying to answer, and he does. There's a corner pocket 3, nothing but the bottom.
And a very timely 3 by Drake there to lock it down to 6.
And that kind of quiets the crowd a little bit. Desert Hills was feeling good, and the lead down to, as you said, 6. One more stretch run here to go. 3:45 remaining. We'll take a 30-second timeout, catch our breath, be right back for the finish on the Fan Sports Network.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Wednesday night showcase, Region 9 basketball. Crunch time in the 4th quarter. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist. This is our Boulevard home game of the week. Got 2 this week. How about our look ahead to Friday, brought to you by our friends at Intermountain Sports Performance. How about Snow Canyon, who's beating Cedar right now, goes to Dixie, who is running away from Pineview. That'll be on Friday night.
That'll be a great matchup.
From the jungle.
From the jungle. Got to believe that'll be a full house.
We're at the Thunderdome here. This great environment again on all our region teams. Student participation. Crowds have been tremendous all season long. Thunder basketball. Rasmussen out top. Now gets it to Allred. Back to Clark. And still Barber get called for a little bump foul.
And I'm okay with that. With 3:31 left in the 4th, you certainly don't want to get down to the situation where you're down 4 or 5 and you only have 1 foul. Yep. 2 fouls here, 3 to go before then that double bonus. Not a bad position to be in if you're on Crimson side.
Yeah, you can go for a couple steals, and if you get a foul, oh well, and that's what they did right there.
And I don't know about this one. I think the only foul was on the Crimson player on one another here, as we'll see this. Really good anticipation. Well, we couldn't see the hands on this side, but looked like they fouled each other.
Yep. Looked like a near steal for certain, but did not happen. And now Clark breaking down the defense. Kick out. Ben Chase. 3-pointer won't fall. And we've got a loose ball rebound down low on Sean Feltz, I believe.
I'd love to see this one. I didn't see that action.
Let's take a look. Curtis.
Great drive and penetrate and kick.
He's boxing out. He's boxing out.
Now, what is the call on there, Dev?
I was watching Feltz. I didn't see anything there. It must have been
Marsden.
Somewhere else.
Maybe it was Marsden and out of the picture.
Yeah, they called it on Marsden. You're right, because I was watching Feltz.
But you hate to see that as you play excellent defense.
And a nice little leap and lean. Finger roll too strong by Rasmussen. Rebound Carroll. Push ahead. Kick to the corner. Barber's got a 3. Sets his feet and hits a 3. Big bucket for Steele Barber, who's been hot all night.
Much needed. I'll tell you what, whatever happened today, he needs to redo it again on Friday night. Can Desert Hills answer?
And they can. Mason Rasmussen hits a 3. It's a 3 for all at the Thunderdome tonight.
3 for all.
Why do you want to settle for 2 when you can hit 3s? Both these teams are shooting an excellent clip from distance. There's the Barber 3 at one end.
Great way to set your feet.
And the answer by Rasmussen to keep it at 6 for just a moment. Big bucket by Mason Rasmussen. Take a look at our stat leaders right now. 23 for Allred, but Ben Chase has 9. Holman's got 13. Rasmussen's hit 3 threes. He's now got 9. You look at Crimson, 22 for Sean Feltz. He's getting it going in the second half after being held to 10 in the first half. Barbin, I think it's a season high for steal. He had 11 in the first half. He's got 6 more, 17 on the night. I don't recall him going for more than that this season.
No, and they've needed every one of them, frankly. It's still a 6-point ball game, just under 3 minutes. This will come down to execution. We say this every week. Who can take care of the basketball, get the best shots, get stops on defense, find the transition lanes, and get as many easy looks down the stretch as you possibly can. And something we did talk about, Dev, was those fouls. Suddenly, after a couple of meaningless fouls, Crimson has 4 fouls. The next one will be double bonus for Desert Hills.
And they are 6 for 6 in the game, our statistician telling us from the Fabulous Phrase free throw line. Noah Nelson's going to take a 3, and that won't go.
And I know he's open. I understand that. You certainly don't want to discourage an open shot, but that's where you're coming down. See if you can get Sean involved. You're going to need him to be active here towards the end.
Clark has a seam, kick out to Chase, extra pass to Allred. He'll drive the baseline, and they'll reset out top to Ben Chase with 17 on the shot clock. Thunder lead by 6 with the ball. Quick trap and a quick pass. Now an extra pass. Chase is open, and the 3 will count, and they're going to call a foul on Barbin for bumping into Allred on the screen. Take another look. You love the quick ball movement, though, avoiding the trap.
Here's the problem, right? You've got guys that are guarding space, right? And when you get that trap, and maybe a little bit of an early Oscar nominee there, as he certainly sells it.
He was set, though.
But this is one of those cases where, like, hey, look, maybe mix it up with a little bit of man, right? They've moved the ball too well. I like the trap, but see if you can find a couple rhythms of some man defense there, just to mix it up and keep them off balance.
Just for a possession or two.
Yeah. We'll see. And I think at this point with 5 fouls, certainly this one is. I think they only get 1 here, though, Dev. I don't think they get the 2 foul shots here. It should only be 1, but still a punishing 4-point play when every basket matters. And really, Crimson just never really was able to stay in the second half. Every time they made a run, Desert Hills answered it with a big shot by a couple of guys. Eli Allred, of course, one of them.
And Allred misfires on the first.
Maybe that's just a college or pro rule. I don't know, but I only thought on an actual shot where there's a foul and a shot is attempted, they just get 1. Maybe that's
with the new FIBA rules and the 5th foul. Maybe that's the high school rule. It's 2.
Yeah, but I still think I still think if there's a shot attempt, you can't.
So it ends up being a 4-point possession as Allred splits the free throws.
And just some too much risk.
And the unfortunate thing for the Mustangs is they're down by their largest deficit of the night at 10, 67-57. Good news for our fans, though. The Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert is on tonight. Been chased to the block from the backside, but Hunter Clark called for the foul from the front side. Drake Kettle to the free throw line. Again, coming up, Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. Make sure and check our socials for highlights and post-game interviews. We'll hopefully get some interviews up in the broadcast booth when we're all done tonight.
And free throws have been pretty good tonight for Crimson. Sean has certainly knocked down his. Drake, who usually is a great free throw shooter, I believe that's his 4th. No. Okay, 1
That's
of 4.
His first make of the night.
1 of 4 here, and Crimson has got to find a way to do something here as time is not their friend.
Clark racing ahead, kick out to Rasmussen. He'll kick to the corner, back to Clark. 23 on the shot clock as we approach 2 minutes. 2 minutes left here in the 4th quarter, 67-58,
and this is where, Dev, if you're an assistant, you're talking to the coach about looking at
it's jump ball tie up, and it will be Crimson's.
But you're certainly looking at, okay, coach, here are the guys on the court that don't shoot a high percentage of foul shots. When they get it, this is the point that you foul them.
Good call there by Maria. She was the official of the year, voted by the UHSAA last year at the awards banquet at the end of the year.
And a turnover there, another deadly one. As you have to be perfect the rest of the way out.
Yeah, especially with the clock being down to 1:46 left in the game. Allred, a deep skip over to Chase into the front court. Chase will hold, guarded by Lindquist. He and Trevor Taylor just check back in. Now to Allred. Playing a little keep away here.
And you can see the Thunder being very patient, making sure that they get the shot that they want.
Chase splits the double team. They get the look from the corner they wanted, but Rasmussen, no. Curtis put back, no. And Feltz one-hand cradles a rebound. How did he get that ball? Here
The
comes
ball has got to be pushed here. You can't waste any time.
McKay, kick out. Barbin, good look at a three. Why not? Still Barbin.
And a good timeout here by Scott Murdoch of saying, like, look, I mean, great drive, great kick. Pretty easy when all you got to do is set your feet, and on a hot night for Barbin.
20 for Still Barbin off the bench. No question he's going to be our Jersey Mike sub of the game tonight. And that cuts the lead back down to 6.
And now you're in the territory where there's a little bit of pressure that shifts back to Desert Hills. They can't afford a turnover, right? They're going to have to shoot it at least once.
Well, and you look at who do you want to foul here, too. You might want to prolong this game a little bit. You look at some of the free throw shooting numbers for the Thunder. Rasmussen 67, Holman 66. Ben Chase is the best at 85%. 78% all red on the year. Holbrook 71%. Chase Curtis, the big, hasn't been there a lot, but he's a 75% free throw shooter.
Yeah, you just never know at this point of the game, right? I mean, 6-point ball game. For sure, you're going to see some early trapping action here.
The worst and I hate to point this out, but this is the stats of the stats. Hunter Clark only 58% on the floor right now.
Yeah.
Rasmussen running the baseline into Clark, and they quickly foul him, but they didn't give him the call. Still Barbin nearly a steal. Ahead to Holbrook. Appeared to lose the handle, regains it, and he is fouled.
And this will be interesting as we see the sophomore Chaz Holbrook, who has not played much here in the second half. If he can step up off of the bench and knock down a couple of easy ones. Of course, he missed one in the first half, but there was a lane violation, so he got another redo.
Holbrook came out 5 points real quickly in the third, but he sat a lot in the fourth. You're right. And he will toe the Fab Freddy's free throw line. And the 71% free throw shooter does not hit the first.
And this gives Crimson a chance to get Sean Feltz as they go a little bit of offense-defense with Noah Nelson.
So Feltz back in. Feltz, Taylor, Lindquist, Barbin, and Carroll for Coach Murdoch. Curtis, Allred, Holbrook, Chase, and Clark on the floor for Allred.
1 of 2, 68-61, 1 minute left.
Got to score here if you're the Mustangs. Carroll across the timeline. Drake behind a Feltz screen will cast a three. It's short. Rebound, Eli Allred of the Thunder. Big rebound there. Red Rock Real Estate rebound, and now whistle and a foul. Rebounding tonight, 25 rebounds for Desert Hills. 26. That has been a battle all night on the glass. It's a 1-point advantage for the Mustangs. That's it.
But here's the thing. 1 point advantage on the rebound, or 1 rebound advantage for the Mustangs, is not good enough. You've got the biggest size in the region. You should be dominating the boards by at least 5 to 7 rebounds.
I do agree, but the amount of 3-point shots, you do get a lot of those deep caroms, and sometimes those are hard to track down when you're playing that 5-out offense where they can go track it down. Allred makes it a 69-61 game. They'll have another one from the foul line. Eli Allred got that one. And the lead is back to 9, just like that. For a second there it was 3, and now it's back up to 9. Mustangs need a bucket here, and probably a 3 with 47 seconds. It's a 3-possession game. Barbin on a curl over to Feltz, back to Barbin.
And I don't.
Got to get a shot off here, but Barbin's in a little trouble being harassed. Feltz has got to maybe take one. He can't. Barbin from the volleyball line, no. Lindquist, rebound, put back, that won't fall. Barbin grabbing the rebound. Trying to kick it to Lindquist, and it was a little offline, and it's going to go to the Thunder, and a foul occurs. That might do it. Couple good looks there, and they couldn't find a bucket. And Desert Hills can smell a dub.
And this one's going to come down to Crimson for not being able to get those extra rebounds in the first half, giving them a little bit of a padded lead. And give credit to Desert Hills. They made shots tonight, right? They made, what are we on, 10 threes now?
I'll check the official stats here. Let's count them up.
Should be 9, I think. I don't think we've seen one since we said it last.
7 in the first half, and they have 4, 5 in the second half, 12.
12. Okay, so I'm way off. So 12 threes. It's just too many in a high school basketball game. I mean, that's...
Clark for another one, and that worked out. He missed. And here comes Barbin. Lindquist Lindquist going to drive, step back, and go again. And a hand check call on Holbrook. We'll stop the clock. 18.2 ticks remain, and it's a 9-point Thunder lead. The winner of this game
have third place all alone, correct?
Yep. And we'll update the standings in our post-game show. Barban again, maybe hit on the hand, doesn't get the whistle, because that came up way short. As good as he's been all night, I have a hard time believing he airballed that one. Rasmussen will trigger it in.
And it looks like Desert Hills will call a timeout. I don't quite understand that one with 9-point lead with 14 seconds, but.
Let's take a look on the three. Was there contact? Maybe we didn't get it. I don't know if we got it. See, there we go, getting closer. Guys in the truck working their tail off tonight, huh, Ben?
Absolutely. Some of the best.
Our crew tonight, Sebastian on camera, Cannon, our video producer, Jeff, our statistician, Connor, Collins, CC, what's going on back in the Findlay studios? Do we have any score updates, Ben?
Sure do. We've got on the Nets on Fire scoreboard, Snow Canyon leading 42-29 over Cedar City up in Cedar after 3. And then we do have that final from the hangar, 76-56 Dixie over Pineview.
So with that win, Dixie trying to be the last team undefeated since they went undefeated in the 17-18 season. They went 12-0. Unfortunately, that year they lost out in the quarterfinals. Of course, we know the Flyers have lost back-to-back state champs, but they are winning by 20 tonight against the Panthers, and it's now final. And a whistle and a foul, and now just 9.8 seconds left on the Scooters coffee clock. Again, coming up, Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show, reaction, stats, awards. We'll look ahead to Friday's slate. Updates you with the standings. Is Allred back to the line. Not going to get 35 like he did in the first meeting, but his team is going to get the win.
He's going to get close. How many has he got?
He's got 26.
Okay, he's going to get 27.
Above his season average, he came in at 18.8. Phelps is going to hit his season average. He's got 27. Correction, 27. Missed a bucket there. My bad. Allred looking for .28, and he got it. The senior guard for his uncle, Chris Allred, getting a high five as he checks out. 72-61. Under 10 seconds left here in the game. Mustangs lob it ahead to Lindquist. Lindquist drives into the front court. McKay looking for a screen, uses it. He'll take a jackknife three off the mark. 1 second to go, and that'll do it. Thunder victorious tonight. They win by 11. And they get the split on the season. Crimson got round 1 at the field house. Desert Hills a little redemption as they're playing some good basketball as of late. We'll clean it all up just like Dr. Cody Johnson, Johnson Pediatric Dentist with your kids' dental needs. Post-game show coming after this 3-minute timeout. Stay with us on the Fan Sports Network.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Nets on Fire is the premier indoor basketball training facility in southern Utah with 4 full-size gyms and group and individual training packages available for every age and skill level. Nets on Fire can elevate your game. Hoop it, Nets.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture, your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
Little redemption for the Thunder after you guys lost by one. Heartbreaker the first meeting. You get a little revenge tonight, winning by 11. Your thoughts?
That was awesome. I was so proud of our boys tonight. That was a great, gutsy effort. CC, Chase, he's been in and out of the lineup. We really needed him to come up big tonight. Talk about a kid that's just had a great attitude, and he's done whatever we've asked him to do.
We noticed it tonight. Hustle plays all over the place.
Yeah, we challenged him before the game to come out and play with the intensity and aggressiveness. It's going to help us win the game, and he was making plays, making it tough for them to throw the ball inside, and so just a great effort. And then for Jackson Holman to come back, to be out for two weeks, not being able to do anything. He practiced a little bit Monday. Yesterday he's throwing up, couldn't practice, and then comes out and makes 3 big threes for us.
I don't think he missed a shot. 3 big threes and then a couple of jumpers. He had 13 points on 5 of 5.
Yeah, he hadn't lost a shot and had an injury absence, Coach.
That's just, we challenged him. We talked about, Duke lost to UNC, and we talked about how Coach Shire after the game talked about how he didn't like the way they competed, and we talked about that is that we may not be able to win the game, but we want to compete and give ourselves a chance. And tonight they did that, from the first tip to the last seconds of the game. So I couldn't be more proud of their effort and just coming out and executing, doing some of the things that wasn't always pretty, but we made up for some things with some toughness and grit.
Yeah, and it seems like you guys made all the hustle plays. And you talk about Eli Allred. We talk about him all week and in each game how great of a shot maker he is. But tonight, as good as he was, it felt like the difference making was on the individual efforts on the rest of the guys. You almost assume Eli is going to get those buckets, but it was Chase with the offensive rebound and the kick to the corner. It was Ben Chase with a couple of timely threes. Tell us about the rest of the guys. Obviously, Eli is Eli, and he was again tonight, but it seemed like it was every other guy.
Well, yeah, you go down the list. Hunter played defense and pushed the ball and got us going in our offense. So he did a great job. Chaz came out
5 early points.
The beginning of the third quarter, had some big buckets. The 3 in the corner. Ben is just Mr. I don't know if that guy gets excited about anything.
Just very consistent, you're right.
But tonight, the last couple games, when we've really had to have a big bucket, he's come up with that shot for us. And so
I thought the Rasmussen 3-2 was a big answer in that corner over there when they were kind of making a run there in that second half.
I know, and I'd gotten after Mason early in the game. And you talk about a kid that just takes the brunt of everything from me sometimes, but he just is such a hard worker, and you love to see him have success. He started off a little bit slow, but then, had some great plays for us, both on the defensive and offensive end. So just a really good overall effort.
Just felt like everybody did their job tonight on the Thunder side.
I thought the zone defense, you guys moved the ball really efficiently offensively and got some good looks with some extra passes.
Yeah, and that is, we're not big, so we don't have the luxury of trying to throw it inside. I wish we had that luxury. I'd like to see what that's like for a little bit, but our kids, they just they understand. They're starting to understand the things that we've got to do to be successful, and we've had a few games in a row now where we've been able to do that.
What is this, 4 straight region wins in a row, right, Coach? 3 or 4 wins in a row you guys have got?
A little bit of a streak, yeah. We've got we started with Pineview. So
got Hurricane out there, the Tigers
Cedar,
last week, Cedar,
this one.
4 straight.
Yeah,
that's not easy to do in Region 9 right now.
No, and the thing I love is, for whatever reason, on our home court, we're twice the team for whatever reason.
Oh, student section was great tonight, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
And both student sections, for that matter, they brought it, the energy and the noise and that's what we love about Region 9. The crowds are great, the energy. These kids really got to enjoy playing in a packed house on a Wednesday night. I mean, this isn't even a Friday night yet. Talk about the last couple weeks, last couple games, really. We're down to a couple games left before the state tournament. It seems like you guys are peaking at the right time.
Yeah, I like the way that we're playing right now. I mean, there's things we see on film all the time that where we got to get better, and there was a few possessions tonight defensively in that third quarter where we were just trading baskets with them, and we weren't guarding anyone, and so we've got to go back and look at that and start cleaning up some of those things. But the nice thing is about this group is that from the beginning of the season till now, as we've challenged them to clean up different areas, both offensively and defensively, they've responded. And at the beginning of the year, we couldn't stop anybody, and now I would never tell them we're a great defensive team, but we're getting to the point where at least we can compete.
And I think something you guys have done, not just this year, but for many years, is, and you started with this, is just play hard, right? You're okay with missed shots and maybe some missed assignments, but the intensity and the level of competing for Thunder basketball has been your culture for many years.
Well, that was kind of the message before the game tonight, is we talked about some X's and O's, and then we just said, hey, none of that even matters. We've got to go out, and it's just got to be kind of a street fight. You got to go out there, and you have to win the energy. You got to win the enthusiasm. And that's for us to be able to compete. It starts right there. Starts and ends with that, and then just being connected. On the offensive end, defensive end, and we're getting better.
Looks like Dixie's going to stay undefeated tonight, 1-20 over Pineview. Snow Canyon on their way to a victory. I'm not sure if that game's gone final yet or not, but your thoughts on the final games, and do you think if you won out and you beat a Dixie team, you could get back to where you got a bye and then a home game, Coach?
I don't know, but next week is a tough week. Playing Snow Canyon and Dixie, they're both really, really good. But
that helps your RPI.
Yeah,
you win them.
And the great thing for us is that to be able to end with those two, like, we're going to have to play at a really high level of intensity and focus, and that win or lose, that's what you want going into the state tournament, is having to compete at that level. And those two teams, in order for us to have a chance, I mean, we're gonna have to play really, really well in those areas. So
we'll have those games on the Fan Sports Network. Chris Allred up here, Intermountain Sports Performance post-game comments. Coach, congrats on the win. Thanks for coming up and stopping by.
Great win.
All right, we'll take another quick break. 60-second timeout. We'll come back with some awards, some final stats. Stay with us.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture, your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed, and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9. And From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com.
That's us, the Fan Sports Network. You gotta believe we're having fun bringing you all these high school games on the simulcast, on the live stream, and we will be up at multiple spots on the 21st and the 23rd doing playoff games, and then of course we'll be up at Utah Valley University handling the simulcast as well for all of our Region 9 teams, plus helping out with some of the other games up there at the state tournament as well. And again, this is the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Ben and I can finally sit down. We didn't sit all game. The intensity was hot. Let's take a look at our Down East Furniture final stats, and as we do so, we'll hand out some awards, leading scores tonight. Hey, I think we hit our Findlay Subaru Star Wars tonight. They both led their respective teams, Feltz and Allred.
Yeah, and really it was the other guys tonight. I mean, look, you look up there, 28 for Allred, 22 for Feltz. I think we've come to expect that from those two. But really it was the other guys on the floor tonight. You know, the Jackson Holmans with 13, and for Crimson, the Steel Barbans with, what do you have, 20.
Yep.
You know, those are the guys that really came in and elevated their play. And at the end of the day, Coach Allred said it best. It felt like Desert Hills just played harder. And it wasn't in spurts. They played hard all throughout. Yeah, they made some mistakes. Every team does. There were mistakes on both ends. But the level of competing just seemed to be at a higher level. And sometimes that's easier at home.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Great job all night. You're not done yet. We got to break down some awards here. Rebounds, you can see, ended up +5 for Crimson. Turnovers were dead even. The three-point shot, though, there's 12 extra points in a game where you win by 11, and a lot of them were open. The ball movement I asked Coach Allred about, I thought they got some good looks tonight.
Yeah, they really did, and 12 three-pointers. That's, you know, I know Coach Murdoch's going to be saying, guys, that's way too many. But give credit to Desert Hills. They made them when they had them. It's one thing to get open shots. It's another thing to make them, and so certainly 12 threes is too many, and it's just enough if you're Desert Hills.
Yeah, free throws tonight. Supplemental stat here, brought to you by Down East. Big President's Day sale going on now. 8 out of 13 for Crimson and 12 out of 16 tonight for Desert Hills.
Yeah, both teams shot it pretty good from the foul line. I don't think it came down to that tonight. And so good job checking that box. I think really the difference tonight was just the effort and energy of Desert Hills on their home court and those 4 extra three-pointers.
Let's take a look at some of our awards tonight. We'll get some of the highlights here. Let's start first with our Findlay Subaru star of the game. Is it Eli Allred tonight, or is it somebody else like a Jackson Holman coming back after injury and chipping in, you know, some good point production with 13?
I think it's got to be Eli with 28. Boy, the dunk in the first half, the and one, the three-pointer, the 5-point play on that one was, boy,
when they needed it too to get that lead back up.
It just seemed like every time Crimson got close, Desert Hills answered, and most of the time the guy answering the call was Eli Allred. And of course you got Jackson Holman, who I think we'll talk about in just a second for our sub of the game, as we see Eli here on the replay knock down the open three. Yeah. But it's one of those things where Jackson Holman, and Coach Allred talked about this, hasn't played in over 2 weeks, comes in and goes 5 of 5 for 13 points. You know, you talk about the 4 three-pointers and 12 points being a difference in an 11-point game. Boy, 13 points from a guy that you didn't expect to play helps too.
I wonder if Scoop was over there just chomping at the bit to get back, and we'll see Scoop Johnson maybe get some minutes on Friday when Crimson takes the court again. Let's take a look at, and that's our Findlay Subaru star of the game, Eli Allred. Go see the all-star lineup on the Savings side of the freeway, or check out their inventory, FindlaySubaru.com. Let's go to our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game, and there are a lot of choices tonight.
Boy, I think we might have a dual winning play. I really felt like it was the transition, great pass up the court by Drake Carroll to Noah Marsden. Noah Marsden goes in for what looked like a uncontested layup, blocked by Eli Allred, goes up the floor, and then you have, I think, Ben Chase for the three-pointer. That felt like it sucked all of the momentum for Crimson out and gave it right to Desert Hills.
Nice pass there by Hunter Clark. So we'll go with the all-red block on one and the chase 3 on the other end. They kind of kept Crimson at bay. There's a corner pocket 3 for Mr. Ben Chase, who had 12 points tonight for the Thunder in the victory. Our Mountainland defensive play of the game. Thoughts on that one?
Well, we're going to see it right here.
That's it.
It's Eli Allred there with a massive block.
Yep.
And then it resulted in this wide open three-pointer there as Sean Felt's too slow to rotate
2
out.
awards on one sequence. That's your Mountainland Supply defensive play game, leading to your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game.
Yep, and a great play, and really a great home win for Desert Hills. I think when it comes down to it, when you look at the tape, it's going to be just more execution, and kind of a shame because you got a great performance from Still Barbin.
He's certainly your Jersey Mike sub of the game. There's no question. Him and Holman. I mean, if you pick one for each team, it'd be him and Holman. Although Chase Curtis did a heck of a job tonight, and Coach
on the little things for sure. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I think Still Barbin, a guy who I think probably doubled his next closest game with 20 points off the bench, and Crimson needed every one of those. Man, if he doesn't get any of those, who knows? This is probably a 22 point game win. But it's this kind of play right here by Chase. Like, these were the little things. That should have been a Crimson rebound. Instead, it's a wide open three-pointer. And
second chance points.
Yep,
for the
really
offense.
The difference.
Trevor Taylor did not score tonight, but he made some great passes like that. Barbin, there's 2 of his 20 tonight. Feltz had 22. 8 for McKay Lindquist, 8 for Drake Carroll, 2 for Noah Nelson. Eli Allred with 28 to lead all scorers, 13 for Holman, 12 for Ben Chase, 9 for Mason Rasmussen, 8 for Chaz Holbrook, and 2 for Chase Curtis. But the hustle plays, you almost feel like I need to create an award for Chase tonight just because he hasn't been getting the minutes, and Coach Allred went right to him.
How about the hard hat award? I mean, he just did the little things. And
the lunch pail award.
The lunch pail award, because really, I mean, he got a couple of, we've seen a couple of them already, just extra effort offensive rebounds, and then he had a couple of the one bucket that.
I'll tell you what, they're going to need him against some bigs if they're going to make a run to UVU. And I'll tell you what, Crimson can use another performance or 2 like that from Still Barbin. If that's the new Still Barbin, I want to see more of that, because he had his best game of the year, hands down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fun one tonight at the Thunderdome. Final thoughts, Ben?
Final thoughts is, I think, look, Desert Hills now has some momentum, winning 4 straight. They've got a tough finishing week with Dixie and Snow Canyon, but certainly some wins that give them some opportunities to move up in those rankings. Maybe sneak in there. Boy, if they could get one of those wins next week, maybe get one of those top 8 positions and a bye in the first round and a home game in the second.
Everybody wants a top 8 seed.
And then I think for Crimson, they've got they have 2 games left at Friday at home, senior night against Cedar City. Hurricane. Yep, Hurricane, and that's going to be one that, they're going to be expected to win that. A lot of emotions will be there that Friday night, and then a big finish against Pineview. And that's really, I think, going to be what determines how they go into the postseason. Is those are going to be 2 very hungry teams, Pineview and Crimson, who are both going to need that win. And Pineview with a chip on their shoulder coming up with a 1-point loss at the hands of Crimson in the first round.
Nets on Fire score updates. All the games have gone final here. Put a bow on this one. And Cedar goes down to Snow Canyon tonight. The final score, 58-49. I feel like Cedar's just right there, close to wins, but just can't quite close the deal. They find themselves down early, battle back in the second half, but they end up losing by 9 tonight. Lower scoring game in that one. And Dixie won tonight by 20, 76-56 over Pineview over at the Hangar. The interesting thing for Pineview, the way their schedule played out, they had 3 home games early, then they had 6 road games, and now they got their final 3 games at home, so maybe they'll help them being at the pit.
Yeah, that's a welcome sight if you're looking at the schedule, because they need a little bit of momentum going into the state playoffs. But you know what? Look, I think we've talked about Dixie all year. They've had a target on their back all year, and it's one of those things where, as much as we say they're not going to surprise anybody, you're going to get everybody's best effort. Dixie has been ready, and I think they've been able to, inside their locker room, say, hey, look, guys, target's on our back. Like, we're not going to mess up. We're not going to be unprepared. We will be ready. And they've done a good job on doing that.
Really quickly, the standings after tonight in the region, Dixie now 9-0, undefeated. Snow Canyon with their win, they're now 7-2 tonight. Solo second place. Desert Hills 6-4 with the win tonight. And then Crimson drops to 500 at 5-5 in region play. Pineview, the loss, drops to 4-5 with 3 games left on their slate. Cedar is 2-7, and Hurricane, can they find a win here? They got 3 more tries. They had the bye tonight. Will they find a win in the last 3 tries? They are 0-9.
Boy, what's crazy is they gave Desert Hills a run for their money last Friday night.
That's right. Took a 53-50 lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, yep. We'll see what the RPI does when it's updated tomorrow. Don't forget, our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, Utah Tech SUU, right here on the Fan Sports Network. Rod and Mike will have the call in that one. If you go to that game, you might get lucky. We're going to be at the Fan Sports Network giving away Utah Jazz tickets to a game against the Spurs, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe a chance for a lucky fan at the Burns Arena tomorrow night to go see the Jazz. Great seats too. We're giving away, center court seats, lower bowl.
Yeah, $500 value for those things. I'd get out there, man. I wish we could win.
Yeah, we're going to be there giving that away during the game tomorrow night, and we'll have the game live on your home of the Trailblazers, the Fan Sports Network. Our next high school broadcast will be the one at the Jungle, Snow Canyon, Dixie on a Friday night. Looking forward to that one as well. That'll be our next high school basketball broadcast, 7 o'clock from Snow Canyon High School. For our entire staff, CC back in the studio. For Cannon, for Sebastian, for Jeff, our entire crew. Ben, great job tonight. A lot of fun in the broadcast booth with you.
Always a blast.
It's been the Boulevard Home Game of the Week. We'll see you next time. Good night. We're at 72-61. Desert Hills wins it over Crimson Cliffs.
Interfaith Harmony Concert.